Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. My name is Teresa, and I am welcoming all of my Virgo friends in for their October reading. I am going to be doing a 12 houses reading. This is based on the astrological houses of your natal or birth chart. Obviously, I don't have your birth date, so this is not an astrological reading. It's just based on those 12 domains of your life. So this is a comprehensive tarot reading. I've pulled a separate tarot card for each of those 12 different areas of your life. And I have some other goodies in these bags. I've been all of the cards and oracles and a couple of other little trinkets they've been sitting in these bags and charging with crystals for the last few days, and I am excited to find out what cards and quotes and oracles you received. What I'll do now is I'm going to put the camera overhead so that you can see the layout of the reading and pull a few of the things out of the bag, and then I'll put the camera back in front so that I feel like I'm talking directly to you as we go through the tarot cards. Okay, so this is the layout that we're doing. This is, as I said, the 12 houses. Each of these different cards represents one of the houses of the astrological chart. And it starts at the first house and goes around, and I'll explain what each of the houses represents as we go through the course of the reading. And this card here on top of this bag has been, letting me know which sign I have in here. And so we'll go ahead and start pulling some things out and see what we have. We'll start with your charms or trinkets that we have. You got a teal colored heart. We have a little horse, of course. We have the word family. And we have a crystal. This is I always forget what the crystals are called. I'll look it up and I will add it in the comments of the reading later on. Okay, and then here's another signifier card for Virgo. This one says, I analyze. That's a key phrase for Virgo. And this one says, digest. And I don't know if it means it, literally like digestion, or maybe the digestion of information. Okay, because we know a Virgo is analytical. Okay, so then what we have here are a couple of these zodiac Z180 cards, Zodiac 180. It's a deck that I got from a local creator. I was really excited that this deck was a local creation. And so we have a zodiac archetype, and this is, there's a few that were for Virgo. If you get a negative archetype, then it'll just be, something to warn you about, something to be considering, and watching out for as you go through the course of the month. If you get a positive one, then it's something you'll want to lean into or embody. And you get the perfectionist: ordered, precise, detailed, and organized. The perfectionist is, like there's, it's like two sides of the same sword. It can be very good. It can be, debilitating as well. So lean into those good aspects of being the perfectionist that you are. We'll put that right there with the lavender. And then the Virgo card that we got for you is the 9 of Virgo, and the symbol is the fishing pole, and which is That's appropriate. I have a son who's a Virgo and he loves fishing. So fishing pole, self-reliance, extend oneself, autonomy, mentoring others, poetry in motion, exploration, providing, connect with nature, accomplishment, reflection, self-improvement, and capable. So those are some of the key words and aspects of Virgo that you'll want to embody as you go through the course of the month. I like those. All right, your angelic message. This is also from the same people who do the Z180s. This is from the Intuit Angelic Messages Oracle. It's just a tiny little, it was a freebie that they gave me when I ordered from them, which I thought was sweet. Release the past and open your heart to new beginnings. Each day brings a new opportunity to rewrite your spiritual story. So that is your angel message for the month. Your truth bomb is pay closer attention to your fantasies. What are your fantasies telling you? What do you need to lean into? It's they kind of are a clue as to what you, who you want to be and what you want to learn. The quote of the month that you receive is, "You are enough. You don't have to prove that you're exceptional. You don't have to get things outside of yourself to be worthy of being seen and heard." That's a Janet Mock card quote. I love that. That is a really good quote for Virgos as well. Put that right there. Okay, so the next cards that we have here are going to be your guidance and support for the month. And we'll look at those after the tarot reading. Those are some keywords. This here is an angel number, and that will be a supportive element for your reading. And then we have an affirmation that will be guidance, an oracle that will be guidance. Then we have a goddess that will be a supportive element for you, and a spirit animal that will be a supportive element for you. And we'll get into those after the tarot. Now, without further ado, we are going to jump into the tarot. As I mentioned before, I believe, I have not seen any of these cards. As I was cleansing the decks, praying over them, and selecting the cards, I asked Spirit to guide which card should be used for each house, and I kept them all face down, and they have been charging in the goodie bags for the last few days. And so I'm just as excited as anything to see what cards you got for each of these different domains of your life. So I will lay these out underneath the house cards here, and then have the camera in front of us, and we will get started on the tarot portion. Okay, now before we get started, we'll go ahead and call in Spirit, and I will get a candle lit. I always like to have a little bit of ceremony, even though I have already prayed over and cleansed and shuffled the cards and asked Spirit to provide unleash the highest power out of each of these decks that I've selected. Still like to have a little bit of element of magic with it. Okay, so we'll get started on your first house. The first house is your body. It represents your body or your personality. It's the sign that was on the horizon when you were born. And whatever that sign was, there are the 12 signs. It could have been Virgo, or it could have been a different sign. That sign is called your rising sign, and it has a tendency to color your personality and your physical appearance. And so the first house governs your body and your personality. And the card that you receive in this area of your life is the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is about putting in good, solid work, quality work, and working with quality people. It's about, exercising diligence and care to develop expertise. So with this card being in your first house, that tells me that you might be working on something within your physical appearance that you are having to exercise that daily consistent care, and that you're working with experts. Maybe you have a doctor, you're under the doctor's care for a particular ailment that you're trying to improve. Maybe you're working with a physical therapist. Maybe you have hired a personal trainer and you're going to the gym and are working on transforming your body in one way or another. And so, and this could also be as far as your personality goes. Maybe you just started therapy, or maybe now is the time to begin therapy and work with an expert in order to bring out the best in you and develop that expertise in one area of your life or another. This is when I talk about this kind of dynamic, I want to emphasize a quote that I know of from Brendan Burchard, and that is, when we amplify what is with let's see, how does he say it? When we amplify what is best within us, we can, achieve great things, something along those lines. It's about amplifying the good parts of yourself, not necessarily emphasizing your flaws or trying to overcome flaws. This is about taking something that's already good and building upon it. And the second house that you have is this is your house of resources or things that you own. So this can be anything that you own within your 3D realm. So your money, it can be your house, it can be anything that you consider a physical asset, not just like a spiritual asset or an asset within your personality, but some three-dimensional thing that you consider an asset. So that's any kind of resource. And the card that you get in this house is the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is normally a card about heartbreak and loss and grief. So we can take this a couple of different ways. There is another definition of the Three of Swords that I have a tendency to lean more into, because I do put a lot of stock in the numerology of tarot, the numerology behind tarot. And the Suit of Swords is about words, thoughts, and ideas. It's about the intellect. And the number 3 is about expansion. And so I have a tendency to look at this as expanding upon thoughts, ideas, and words. It can also be, if you take it as a negative connotation of the typical translation of the Three of Swords is a negative card of pain and loss. It can be where you're using your words, thoughts, and ideas to hurt your heart. And so you're putting your words, thoughts, and ideas over your heart and your emotions. And so when you have it in the second house, this can mean that you have suffered some kind of a loss of resources. Maybe you know, um, or will suffer a loss of some sort of resource, or it can mean that you are going to gain resources by putting your thoughts, words, and ideas over your heart and your emotions. So there's a couple of different ways to interpret that, and only you will know because of the personal details of your life. You'll know how that resonates with you. But that's the card that we have in the second house. Okay, then in the third house, we have the third house is the house of communication and messages. So this is any kind of communication. This is the house is ruled by Mercury and Gemini, and so any kind of written word, spoken word, any sort of communication that is ruled in this particular house. And the card that you receive here is the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups is in this particular deck, it's equal to the Knight of Cups in a Rider-Waite deck. And the knights are always on a mission. They're always delivering some sort of message. And the Knight of Cups is the most romantic of all of the knights. He has love on his mind, and he's bringing in news or an offer of love. The cup is love. And so in the third house, that tells me that you will be either receiving some sort of message of love and admiration this month, or you will be expressing messages of love and admiration this month. And so, taking care on how you deliver those messages, because it's so important. The Knight of Cups, the message he wants to deliver it's vital. It's so important to him. And so you'll want to be really careful about how it's communicated. And watch for, if you're not the one doing the communicating, watch for those communications to come in. It's super easy to be caught up in your own little world and to miss those messages of admiration and love that come from people because you're just, it might not be on your radar. So I'm telling you to put it on your radar. All right, fourth house, we have the house of home and roots. So this can be like your familial, your family of origin home, the roots that you were raised with, the people that brought you up, the people that were important to you throughout your childhood, and it can also represent your physical home that you have now as well. And so in this particular domain of life, the card that you receive is the King of Pentacles. And there's, the King of Pentacles is one of my absolute favorite cards. The King of Pentacles has amassed wealth, and he's worked hard over the course of his life. He has every abundant resource at his disposal. He's stable, he's solid, he is generous and kind, and just wants everybody to have all of the things that he has. But he has absolutely everything that he wants and needs. And so to have that in your house, your fourth house, means such great news, depending on what you are desiring right now in your life. If you are wanting to, it can say that, you're wanting to reconnect with somebody from your past, or build a relationship with a sibling, or reconnect with one of your old sibling-like friends from your childhood. It can mean, you put an offer in on a house and you're hoping it gets accepted. Well, this is a great sign that if you are wanting to move or do some remodeling to your home or in some other way improve your home, you'll have the resources that you need in order to do that. All right, 5th house is the house of passion and the house of creativity. This is about your hobbies, your passion projects, your anything that you are creative about, the things that you do outside of work, the things that you just really enjoy spending your time on, your personal time. And the card that you receive in this particular house is the Princess of Pentacles. And the Princess is the same thing as the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is eager and excited to learn something new and has an opportunity. Pages are messengers. They're bringing in a message of a new opportunity. And this page is similar to the page in the Rider-Waite deck, in that she is looking at her pentacle here. And as you see her looking at her pentacle, she's wondering, how do I turn this pentacle into a whole bunch of pentacles? The pentacles are all about, resources, wealth, money, any resource within the physical realm. It can also be about represent health as well. But to have this in your 5th house means maybe you will begin a new hobby. Maybe there's something that you have been wanting to try and you never have tried it. This is a great time to do it, a great time to learn something new. It can be a message or an opportunity on a side hustle that you've been wanting to start or spend more time on. This is an auspicious card for anything to do with that passion project that you've had on your mind. All right, 6th house. This is your house of sustainability and your daily routines. So however you spend your day, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, your daily chores, the way you sustain your life, the resources that you have in order to keep you going from day to day, to keep your household going, to keep you from having to scramble from one day to the next, having those resources around, that sustainability, and then and as I mentioned, your daily routine. This area of your life, you get the Magician. So the Magician is he is a character, an archetype of being able to manifest and create anything that he wants. He has every tool at his disposal. He knows exactly how to use them, and he can manifest whatever it is that's on his mind. He wants to focus. He takes deliberate action. He wants to kind of close himself off in his lab and get things done. And so having this in your house of daily routine tells me that you're ready to shake things up. You want to create a new routine. You want to create a new, you want to inject something new into your life. You want to manifest something or some aspect of your life. And you'll be able to do that through that focused and deliberate action, combining routine and focus and tools and resources. Having that all come together is, a great meld for creating the kind of routine that you want to go into this next season of your life. The 7th house is your house of relationships. This would be close relationships, not just any relationship, just your close relationships. That card has, I'm going to need to pause so I can put a little washi tape on that one. Hold on. Okay, I had a gold Sharpie sitting right here on my desk, so I just put a gold bikini on her. Anyway, this is the house of your partnerships and your close relationships. I had already given these lovers here gold tunics. Um, YouTube doesn't like nudity, even though it's just art. Um, and then, yeah, close relationships or love relationships are governed by the seventh house. And in that house, you get the world. And the world is a card of completion. It's a world of endings and beginnings. You're going through this portal. And when you go through a portal, that means you are saying goodbye to what's on this side of the portal and you're moving on and saying hello to what's on that side of the portal. So it is a card of endings and new beginnings. And when you have that in your relationships house, then that tells me that you do have some kind of ending or and or beginning coming upon you during the month of October, or you're um, facing the ramifications of those endings and beginnings during the month of October. With the idea of the Knight of Cups over here in your third house, and then having this card, the World card, in your seventh house, it tells me that it's more of a beginning, that you have this new love offer coming into you, and you'll just need to not be oblivious to it when it comes to you. If it also relates to an ending of a relationship, it can be an ending or a change in any sort of close relationship. Um, that is something to, if you're the one initiating the change, it's one that you'll want to initiate with grace and try to provide as much closure as you can to that person. Um, I talked about this in another reading. If it's a friendship, and the friendship just needs to change just due to circumstances, we don't have a good process for that in our society, and I like to advocate for us making a process. I think we need to change that, because it is such an impactful thing to happen in your life if you have a friendship that just sort of fizzles out without any sort of closure. So be thinking about what kind of changes are coming up in your relationships, in those close relationships. Are they, sudden changes where there's a finality to them? Those are definitely difficult to go through. Or is it sort of a fizzling kind of thing with a friendship, or or is this more about new beginnings? It'll be different for each of you, but just to be aware that there may be some kind of change or shift happening within your relationships this month. With the eighth house, this is the house of mystery and endings and beginnings. And so I've always called the eighth house, or I've always been told that the eighth house is the house of death, inheritance, and taxes. And it can be, the endings and new beginnings definitely captured in there, and then mystery as well. Any sort of mysterious thing, some unsolved things, those are kind of governed within the eighth house. And the card that you receive here is the Fool. And that is definitely appropriate for the house of death, or endings and new beginnings, because the Fool is, he's heading off on a journey, and he's young, he's naive, he's innocent, he's optimistic. He has been on this path many times before. Every time the Fool goes through the full journey of all of the cards, he starts anew. Every time he goes through this world this world portal, he comes back right here. And so to have these cards back to back in your reading is, I think, an auspicious sign that the relationship issue that we had with the world card is more about a new beginning than it is an ending for you. And so the idea here, again, is to embrace that optimism, embrace the excitement of the newness of something coming your way. Because this is in the house of that governs death. If it's dealing with an actual death and you are having to kind of embrace the role of the fool as you're going through that, the way that sort of comes up is, with every death that you go through, when you lose somebody, when you lose a pet, or you lose a grandparent, or a friend or a spouse, or whatever, it's all painful in different ways, and it's all a new journey, because every single loss is a completely new thing. So whether this is related to a new beginning or dealing with an ending, having to you'll be encouraged by spirit to approach it with the mindset of the fool, being open, willing to accept the lessons as they're coming to you, and to learn and grow through them. Okay, ninth house. The ninth house is the house of higher learning. These cards call it the house of exploration or of faith. I call it the higher learning house. It can govern spirituality, travel, especially like international travel, and any kind of higher education. And the card that you receive here is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is all about finding balance and juggling multiple hats. It's about, there's, in the traditional version of this card, it shows like a juggler holding two pentacles that are stretched tight in between a large rubber band. You're trying to keep them both in the air without that rubber band snapping. And so in the idea of the Two of Pentacles, and this idea of balance and juggling multiple hats within the house of higher education, is how do you manage your day-to-day responsibilities while at the same time you want to immerse yourself in this new learning journey that you're on. The card also has an element of encouraging you to have balance in how you view these responsibilities. This is work and fun. This is, kind of like your day-to-day drudgery, the stuff you have to do, and it's exciting enjoyment, because you're doing and learning something that you want to do and learn. So anyway, the Two of Pentacles is saying that you will be able to manage this if you are wanting to take a new class, or you're wanting to squeeze in a trip before winter or something like that. That the Two of Pentacles encourages you to find that balance so that you can manage to get them both in there. All right, the 10th house is the house at the top of your astrological chart. This card calls it the house of authority. And then this one calls it the world. And it's really about your ambitions and your career and the place you take in the world. It's not necessarily how you present yourself to the world, like in the first house, like your personality, your mask, the physical form, your physical form, but it's how you take your place in the world, and that's usually through your career and your ambitions. It sits at the top of the chart. It's the pinnacle of your life. And the card that you receive in that area is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands card is a card about, it's a card of doing some battle. As you can see, this person is on this ledge and they have all of these swords. They are doing battle against these people down here, but they have the position of power. They are on the ledge, they're above, they can see what the other people are bringing to the table before they can see what he's got. And this one is going to be victorious. It's just about, it's going to be a battle ahead of time, though. And it's a card about defending yourself. And so you may be finding yourself in a position at work where you need to defend your actions, where you need to defend a project that somebody else is trying to take credit for. And you need to defend your job itself against a manager who has it in for you. But you will be victorious. And so the message behind this card is to have confidence in your abilities, know what resources you have to defend yourself, prepare yourself well, and be observant of what's around you. Okay, then the 11th house is your house of community and friendship. And these are going to be your friends that you have in your regular day-to-day life, the people within your day-to-day community, so people you work with or the people you engage with out and about in the community, like at your favorite grocery store or your UPS driver or whoever, anybody in your day-to-day community, but in particular, your friends. It's most importantly focused in on your friendship. And the card that you receive here is the Nine of Pentacles, which I just don't think you can get much of a better card for this area of your life. This tells me that the month of October in the area of friendship is going to be abundant for you. The Nine of Pentacles card is a card of she's got almost everything she wants and needs. She has worked hard. She's independent and she is super happy. She's got her plants and her pets, but where are her people? And that's what the Queen of Pentacles has, is her pets, her plants, and her people. The Nine of Pentacles, she's got her plants and her pet, but where are her people? Well, the people are in your 11th house of friends and community. So this is a sign for you to that you're either going to have a great social month. If you don't have things on the calendar already, it's universe's message to you to get some things on the calendar. Invite your friends to do things. This world that we live in right now is pretty lonely as an adult. It's hard to make friends. It's hard to keep friends. It's hard to spend time with our friends because we prioritize so many other things. But this is a message from the universe telling you to reach out to your friends. If you haven't already, if the invitations aren't coming to you, you send them out because your friends will be as eager to accept them as you would be if the roles were reversed. So spend some time with your friends this month. You will be glad that you did. The 12th house is the house of introspection or escape. I've always considered it the house of spirituality, secrets, things that are sacred, and shadow. I call it, it's like the S house. And and your shadow self is there. Your deep inner soul is there in the 12th house. Your any secrets that you have, things that are very sacred to you, your deep spiritual beliefs are in the 12th house. The card that you receive here is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands in this house tells me that you are going to have something new and creative and exciting, a new belief come into your life during this month. You will have something fiery and exciting and charismatic that you are really encouraged and really engaged by, will come into your life. It will be either you will, I really feel like it's something about a spiritual belief or or some kind of, a spiritual belief system of some sort that is going to uh, awaken within you. Some new idea is going to be brought in, some new opportunity for you to engage with this. Maybe somebody will invite you to something. Please don't join any cults. Don't join any cults. But, somebody may invite you to something that, because the aces are always new opportunities that come to you. And so, but it could be an opportunity or new idea brought to you just by the universe itself. So so pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your intuition, those gut feelings. Some new thing is going to come to your mind or your heart this month where where it shakes up your belief system a little bit, and it's going to enhance your life. So watch for that. Okay, those are your tarot cards. So let's get ready to conclude with the rest of your cards here. We'll start with the support that you'll be receiving from Spirit. And the first supportive message that you have from Spirit this month will be your angel number card. And the angel number that you receive is 682, bravery. 682. So you may see this in a phone number or a receipt, or you may see the numbers roll by on your odometer on your car. They can come anywhere. But 682, when you see this number, it's a sign and a symbol for you to be brave. You are supposed to be you. Your angels reveal their affirmation that it takes courage to live life differently. They fill you with their support to live life bravely as you authentically are. Make a mental list today of the places that you've feared being yourself, and think of a small way to confront one of those fears right now. All right, your spirit goddess that is going to be protecting you this month. There's a QR code on the back of this card. If you want to learn more about her, then you can scan that code, and it will take you to more information about her. But I'm going to read you a little bit about her right now. And the goddess you receive is Atargoddess. I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing the name. Her number is the number 8. And Atargoddess, about her is express your desires. The Syrian goddess of love and fertility, Atargoddess, is revered for her divine influence over matters of the heart. She calls you to celebrate the sacredness of love and desire in all of its forms. More confirmation that a love offer is coming into you this month. Watch for it. As the embodiment of water and the life-giving forces of nature, she invites you to tap into the powerful energy of passion and sensuality, recognizing these forces as essential to a fulfilling and vibrant life. Her guidance encourages you to express your desires authentically, embracing your true self without hesitation, and in doing so, you open the door to deep connections that ignite flames of intimacy and affection. Adder Goddess wisdom reminds you that love is a sacred force that enriches your spirit, bringing warmth, joy, and a profound connection to life and nature. Yeah, you better be ready for love. It's coming to you, Virgo. Okay, so your spirit animal that will be protecting you this month also has a QR code on the back. If you want to scan that card, that code, your spirit animal is a zebra. And the details about the zebra are the zebra is number 96 in this deck. Celebrate who you are. So, yeah, you're supposed to be you is your affirmation number. I mean, your angel number. Celebrate who you are. With distinctive stripes, the zebra reflects the duality of existence, urging you to acknowledge life's contrasts and see their unity. Celebrate your uniqueness, for embracing individuality contributes to life's intricate fabric. By recognizing your journey, align with the zebra's energy for self-acceptance. Celebration is the art of honoring life's moments as reminders that joy is always worth recognizing and that every step forward deserves to be cherished. Lovely. Okay, then we have your affirmation card for the month is harnessing focus. I harness my focus and concentration towards my goals and priorities. I minimize distractions and I stay fully present in the tasks at hand. I'm highly productive and I achieve great results with my focus. So that really kind of resonates with your Three of Pentacles that you received in the first house and the Magician that you received in the sixth house. Both of those have a lot to do with focus. All right. And then your oracle card that you received is from the Elemental Oracle, and it is called Life Breath. The number is 27. That's what the card looks like. And Life Breath says, focus on your breath. Allow it to guide your actions and flow. Fear often means breath holding. Do you notice that when you're like nervous? I call it email apnea. When I'm emailing at work, I realize I'm holding my breath. Fear often means breath holding. Let that all go. There is a place for slowing down your breath and being mindful of it. Take a deep breath and rethink your strategy. Take a deep breath and pause a few seconds before exhaling, which will train you to give yourself that little bit more time and space. So there you go. All right, now our last things that we'll look at are the keywords that I pulled. I just wanted to see if these keywords kind of pull anything together. And you get come together. You've got love coming your direction. Somebody is going to come together with you. So come together and fuel. Fuel, you'll need that fuel for, utilizing that focus of the magician and the Three of Pentacles. So there you go. That is your reading for the month of October. Thank you so much for sticking through with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe. It's free and easy way to support me and help my channel to grow. And that clicking that like button, it's an amazing way to give a little gift to me, just a little hit of dopamine. Free and easy, less than a second, and it makes my day. So if with that, I will wish you a wonderful October, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye now.